This is Ask BBB, live on 980 CFPL and 980CFPL.ca.
Welcome to Ask BBB, a weekly program produced by the Better Business Bureau serving Western Ontario. I'm Jim Swan, and this morning we're with Chris Lavoie, who is Operations Manager at BBB serving Western Ontario. Good to have you along, Chris.
Good morning, everybody.
Chris, as Operations Manager, you oversee the complaint process at BBB, and later on the program, we want to talk about that process.
Yeah, resolving disputes is a very important part of what we do.
Well, Chris, one complaint we get is that February is short, but winter is too long.
Yeah, well, we can't do much about the length of winter.
Well, people do look for things that they can do to help ease the pain and the anxiety of it all. And this morning, we're going to explore a therapy that just might help. Our guest this morning is Tamilinda Lux of StepStone Hypnosis and Hypnotherapy. Tamilinda, welcome to Ask BBB.
Oh, thank you for having me here, Jim. Thank you.
All right, so we're in the middle of winter. People grow tired of coping with the snow, the cold, and all of the things that lead us to the winter blahs. Can hypnotherapy help us cope?
Absolutely. Hypnosis can help us better manage those winter blues by helping us tap into joy and peace and strength and healing. It's just incredibly amazing. You know, there's mounting evidence for the role of the mind in disease and healing, and is leading to a greater acceptance of mind-body medicine and integrative health strategies like hypnosis.
Well, let's back up just a bit, Tamilinda. What is hypnosis?
Great question. Hypnosis has been around for centuries, and it uses guided relaxation, intense concentration, and focused attention to achieve a heightened state of awareness that is sometimes called a trance. And I'm really like a guide. So consider being in a vehicle, and I'm in the passenger seat of the vehicle with the client at the wheel. And my training and expertise is like a roadmap, and I offer suggestions to the client for positive change.
And then hopefully the client takes those suggestions.
That's the
while
hope.
They're in the trance. You've been a life coach for a lot of years. When did hypnosis become part of that coaching process?
So my first session as a client was almost 4 years ago, and because of its success with me, shortly thereafter I completed training and certification. Plus, I found two amazing mentors and coaches, one a psychotherapist and the other a former police officer with 20 years clinical hypnosis experience. And I'm also part of two peer groups for certified hypnosis practitioners where we're continually exploring and learning from each other.
Sure, well, let's talk about that. How does a person even qualify as a hypnosis? What credentials should you look for if you decide to go undergo hypnotherapy?
So another great question. To qualify as a hypnotherapist, you complete training in techniques and tools of hypnosis. And there are a lot of online programs, but in my experience, I found that in-person training followed by supervision and or mentoring and coaching is key to becoming successful and effective, as well as some sort of background, having a background prior to training, working with clients individually in helping them achieve personal growth and development.
So how do you induce a trance?
The first few minutes in a hypnotherapy session are designed to relax the body and mind, and this is called the induction. And the induction phase involves really encouraging a person to enter into a light trance using relaxation techniques such as breathing and noticing the body and mind relax through suggestions offered by the practitioner.
So what are some of the big myths that surround hypnosis, Tamilinda?
Number one, mind control. And as my husband would say, complete mind control.
So you don't have? Is that
No. It's really interesting because a lot of people have been to a stage hypnosis performance. And really, stage hypnosis implies the hypnotist has all the power, when in reality, the volunteers that go up on stage want to be up there. They have strong creative imagination, good concentration and focus, motivation to participate, and, importantly, an extroverted personality. So volunteers become less inhibited during the performance with the combination of being in the trance state. Plus, they're there because of the thrill of being up on stage. And I have two other myths, if that's of interest.
Please, yes.
Okay. Another myth about hypnosis is that hypnosis is sleep, and people lose consciousness and have amnesia. Well, while a hypnotized individual may have their eyes closed for an extended period of time, they're not actually sleeping. Hypnotized people are aware of their surroundings. And then my favorite myth of all is that a hypnotist can cure you in one session. So just to clear it up, the hypnotist is not there to cure you or heal you. You may feel that you've had your own healing, but that myth of a hypnotist can cure you in one session, maybe, because this does happen occasionally. An example of that is people are often able to stop smoking in one session, but not everyone. Most behavioral change is going to require more dedication and persistence to produce lasting results. And a point to remember, for hypnosis to work, it takes willingness, commitment to the process, and enough concentration to follow simple instructions.
So in addition to helping handle stress and anxiety such as the winter blues, what are some of the other areas where hypnosis is an appropriate therapy?
Stress and anxiety are number one, followed closely by weight loss and quitting smoking. People also seek help with fears and phobias, bad habits, and pain relief. And then there are some unique concerns, like feelings around the impact of finding out about a birth parent because of DNA testing. And then a growing area is end-of-life issues, whether it's dealing with a terminal diagnosis or the act of dying.
You're listening to Ask BBB. I'm Jim Swan with co-host Chris Lavoie, and our guest this morning is Tammy Lynn Deluxe of StepStone Hypnosis and Hypnotherapy. We'll continue our conversation right after this short break. Welcome back to Ask BBB, a weekly program produced by the Better Business Bureau serving Western Ontario. I'm Jim Swan, and co-hosting with me this morning is Chris Lavoie, who is Operations Manager at BBB.
And our guest this morning is Tammy Linda Lux of StepStone Hypnosis and Hypnotherapy.
Tammy Linda, before the break, we talked about hypnosis, what it is and what it isn't, and some of the situations where hypnotherapy might be considered. Now, you also act as a doula for people at the end of life. For those of us who aren't familiar with that term doula, can you just expand a bit on that?
Sure. Thanks, Jim. So an end-of-life doula empowers, educates, and encourages people and their families to be involved in making end-of-life decisions. And many people know the term birth doula, and they support women during the labor process. Well, an end-of-life doula or a death doula supports a person during the dying person. And I personally also work way ahead of end-of-life or terminal diagnosis with advanced care planning, and this can happen at any age. And advanced care planning is so that the individual already has their wishes about their critical medical care written down well in advance of any crisis or end-of-life moment.
So that might be something you want to do, say, even at my age, while you're still healthy and still feeling good about life, but you know that the end is coming. Tammy Linda, the Grand Theatre has presented a play called Honor Beat, and it dealt with a number of issues, including end of life. And in that play, we watched the daughters of a dying woman communicate with their mother's spirit, and they discover many things that they wish they'd discussed before their mother was in a coma. Does your work as a doula help people in their communications with loved ones?
Absolutely, which may surprise you, but not in the way that some may think. So hypnosis can help with forgiveness, letting go, grief, and any unfinished work. It cannot actually help you talk with the deceased or someone in a coma. However, through hypnosis, a person can clear up one's own issues or concerns around their relationship with that person. So through certain techniques, it may feel like you're talking actually to that person, but you're not actually. And it's very personal and intimate work, and one I've done myself, as well as been honored to help clients with.
So what are some of the issues people face at the end of life?
So end-of-life choices and medical decisions have complex psychological and social components and consequences, and these decisions are often stressful and have significant impact on suffering and the quality of living and dying. So some of the issues of end of life that hypnosis can help sort out are dying alone, pain or discomfort, anxiety or sleep, unfinished personal affairs, dependence on others, acceptance and peace of mind, and fear of the unknown.
So one thing many people find difficult as they age and approach that end stage of life is the loss of independence, Tammy Linda, and having to rely on others. Can hypnotherapy help in this area?
It certainly can. You know, hypnosis offers a way to move forward with less stress and with positive impact on the quality of living and dying. And accepting dependence on others can be difficult and stressful. So by cultivating self-worth and self-care, one can really gain a sense of control over their thoughts and feelings and sensations.
Right, so I guess one of the biggest things we face as end-of-life approaches is the fear of the unknown. How does hypnotherapy help allay that fear?
So fear of the unknown can be a big thing or a little thing. It's really different for everyone. It's possible to gently explore intimate thoughts. And in hypnosis, we can guide someone through even like a death rehearsal to help alleviate any fear.
Tammy Linda, although death may still be years away for many of us who are seniors, we know that it is inevitable. Could hypnotherapy help enrich what we've been told are the golden years?
And I love the word enrich, Jim. Enriching our lives at any age is possible. Hypnotherapy can be used to help gain healthier habits, deal with stress, or changes in age. And hypnosis can help a person with chronic pain management. That's often common in our golden years. And also bringing peace as someone in their golden years navigate the loss of friends or family. And I want to recognize our caregivers, you know, our spouses, our informal caregivers, our family members, those who experience their own levels of stress and anxiety. Hypnosis is a wonderful technique for getting in touch with their inner strengths to better manage their concerns.
So besides the information you provided earlier concerning credentials and qualifications of hypnotherapists, what should we know about costs?
Costs vary from practitioner to practitioner, and some charge by the session and others in session blocks, often offering a discount. What I would like you to know is that when you consider how quickly and sustainably hypnotherapy can help you with an issue or concern, the investment is well worth the fee.
All right, well, let's focus on StepStone Hypnosis and hypnotherapy. How do people arrange bookings with you? And is there a consultation ahead of that where you find out if it's something that's going to work for you?
Thanks for asking, Jim. I'm easily reached by cell or text, 519-670-5219, and make a commitment to follow up as soon as possible, usually within 24 hours. My website is StepStoneHypnosis.com, and it's chock full of information. I offer a free initial consultation and a first actual hypnosis session, usually within 2 to 3 days of that initial consultation. You know, when you're suffering enough with whatever issue, concern, or challenge you have, it's time to call and connect for change.
Well, thank you very much for sharing your time here this morning, Tammy Linda, and for giving us some insight into hypnosis and hypnotherapy.
Thanks, Jim.
You're listening to Ask BBB. I'm Jim Swan with co-host Chris Lavoie, and our guest has been Tammy Linda Lux of StepStone Hypnosis and Hypnotherapy, an accredited business with the Better Business Bureau with an A-plus rating. And that's all our time for this morning. I'm Jim Swan.
And I'm Chris Lavoie.
Remember, Ask BBB.
And start with trust.
Thanks for listening to Ask BBB on 980 CFPL.